Welcome back to Eatontown Voices. I'm your host, Ali Mehdaoui, and today we are taking you straight inside Fort Monmouth for a historic moment. Netflix, local leaders, veterans, and community members gathering as 117 World War II Signal Corps memorials are rededicated to their new permanent homes in Cowan Park. This is not just a ceremony. This is legacy, respect, and a clear signal that the new era of Fort Monmouth will never forget the old one. Let's take you right into the ceremony as it began with the color guard and the national anthem.
On time, mark. Detail, halt. Out, tight. Order, on. Present, on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
An emotional and powerful opening. The kind of moment that reminds us exactly why this day matters. From here, the ceremony shifts into honoring veterans in attendance and the story of how these monuments ended up being relocated in the first place. Let's step back into the tent as the opening remark begins.
I appreciate the color guard coming and doing colors for us. We thought that was important to have today. I also appreciate Sydney singing that song. If you've been here for prior Fort Monmouth events, you know that normally I'm standing up here singing. And to be honest, I do not do a great job, and I'm normally recruiting people from the audience, so you should count yourself lucky that she was here. Veterans Week honors all who have served and currently serve in the United States military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Today, we venerate those incredible and selfless individuals who have been part of the great brotherhood and sisterhood we call the U.S. military. Our veterans, active duty service members, guardsmen, and reservists. whose efforts and sacrifices have permitted us to enjoy freedoms that no other nation has ever known. Could all the veterans in the room please stand up to be acknowledged?
What you are about to hear next is important. Netflix didn't just become a business tenant on this land. They stepped into the military legacy of Fort Monmouth with intention. The next speaker, Netflix Vice President Ann Kelly, explains how this partnership formed and why the company felt responsible for protecting the memory of these 117 fallen heroes.
One that many of us take very seriously. Since Netflix was announced many years ago as the winner of the mega parcel, one of the top 3 questions I have received outside of, can I get someone a job at Netflix? Or can I get them a starring role in a Netflix movie? Has been, how serious is Netflix about being part of this community? This legacy? It was a great question. One that couldn't be answered with words. One that would only truly be answered over time and through action. Today's service is just one tiny example of how much we respect and admire those who defend our freedoms, but it's also a shining example of how seriously Netflix takes their role as the newest community stakeholder on Fort Monmouth. In particular, we're here today to honor 117 brave individuals who served in the U.S. Army Signal Corps during World War II and were killed in action while defending our freedom and protecting our way of life. Early on in our negotiations for the sale of the property, we tried to relay to Netflix the importance of military tradition, history, and honor for those who served here. So we were pleasantly surprised approximately 1 year ago when they came to us about temporarily relocating the 117 monuments now behind me. You see, when the Army left, the monuments were left on Avenue Memories without deed restriction in a non-historic location, i.e. there were 0 protections for them. Some were part of the Monmouth County right-of-way, and some were ultimately going to be sold to Netflix. Netflix was concerned that they were going to be damaged during the demolition and construction, and ultimately were worried about dishonoring the fallen. Their idea was not something that you and I would have drawn up on a napkin. They had deployed professionals to draw aerial and 3D images. Our team was completely taken back by how much they had bought into our same feelings of military nostalgia and honoring the past with an eagerness toward an exciting new version of the Fort Monmouth we all know and love. We decided the move should not be temporary, and instead the monuments would be better served in Cowan, where the public could forever visit these brave souls. The rest of the permissions came together very quickly. Commissioner Director Arnone, Mayor Tallarico, Mayor Taverdick were critically important in the decision-making, along with the members of our veterans and historic committees. All of them immediately embraced this new location, and then Netflix went to work. They had the same 2 individuals carefully remove and move each monument from one place to the other, ensuring the ultimate respect was paid to each and every soldier. The completion of the effort was to converge the week of Veterans Day, where we could stand before you with an amazing program to celebrate the new era for these 117 monuments. And to kick things off, I'd like to introduce the daughter of an Air Force colonel and an integral member of the Netflix team, a woman who has championed Netflix's Fort Monmouth campus while being personally committed to the fort's military legacy. Please welcome Netflix Vice President Ann Kelly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kara. I'm Ann Kelly, Netflix's Vice President of Studio Management and Services. And what that means is we are the team who has been here from the beginning and will be here as an integral part of this community operating this campus for the decades to come. On behalf of Netflix, it is an honor to be here as we commemorate and pay tribute to the extraordinary service and sacrifice of our nation's veterans and their families. The ceremony today holds special significance as we recognize the relocation of the 117 memorials honoring the U.S. Army Signal Corps soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice in World War II. These memorials have a permanent home here in Cowan Park, where they will be honored in this beautiful setting, forever alongside our nation's flag and 2 memorial trees. This new location ensures the legacy of these brave soldiers will be properly preserved and remembered for generations to come. We recognize our solemn duty as caretakers of this memorial, and we honor their legacy and recommit ourselves to preserving their memory for future generations. We are deeply grateful to Eatontown Mayor Anthony Tallarico, Oceanport Mayor Tom Tverdick, Mayor Kara Popak, of course, our favorite senators Vin Gopal and Declan O'Scanlan, and our great ally, County Commissioner Tom Arnone. And of course, we need to recognize our Governor, Phil Murphy, who has been a steadfast advocate for New Jersey's veterans. Representing the governor today is his Deputy Chief of Staff, Carolyn Canella. This team and so many others have worked alongside us to ensure these memorials are preserved and respected. Thank you as well to the entire Fort Monmouth community for welcoming Netflix as we begin to build our studio. Your support and partnership mean a great deal to us. Yes, It is now my great pleasure to introduce a leader who has been a consistent, effective, and unwavering champion of New Jersey's veterans. Senator Vin Gopal has spent his career serving those who have served. His initiatives include expanding property tax deductions to include all veterans, establishing a public awareness campaign and resources for veterans' mental health and suicide prevention, and making it easier for veterans to transfer military skills and training to civilian professional licenses and certifications. Please join me in welcoming our friend and your Senator, Vin Gopal.
Let's hear it for the Netflix team for putting this together. We were very fortunate here in Monmouth County to have an incredible leader here at the fort. She's just an absolute rock star, and none of us would be here without Carol. Let's hear it for Carol. State employee, by the way, Director. State employee, just for clarity. Not county, but that's okay. That's true. I want to recognize my awesome partners and colleagues in the Assembly, and I think the Senator and Director will recognize their respective branches, but Assemblywoman Margie Donald is in the back, and Assemblywoman Luann Peterpaul. Thank you both. And I know we have, obviously we're going to hear from the mayors. We have also the entire Tinton Falls governing body led by Mayor Risa Clay is here. And of course, I saw Mayor Kim Allner from Shrewsbury. Mayor, thank you for being here. We know how important this is, and as Kara spoke about it and Annie touched on it, Netflix's commitment to community, and we're seeing that here with what they're doing. We appreciate all of us, our veterans, what they do each and every day. The sacrifices they and their families made are the reasons why we're all able to be here. So with nothing but love and deep appreciation from every level of government we have for our veteran community, we are more than anything touched of all the community projects Netflix could have started with as they began this incredible journey, is this journey with our veterans. We thank you for your service. We thank you for your family service. And we know that this is going to be an important part of what the history of this fort represented. I know, as Annie touched about how extraordinary Governor Murphy has been on this project, similarly Governor-elect Cheryl Will. Governor-elect Cheryl, actually, when she was candidate, Cheryl met with Will down in Maryland a long time ago, and that deep commitment to Netflix and the film industry here is going to continue under her administration. It's been an absolute honor to continue to serve as a senator here with my colleague, Senator O'Scanlan, and our entire team. And we're all united, regardless of political party, on two things that are very easy today, which is veterans and Netflix. Thank you all.
That was Netflix saying loud and clear, this isn't just a studio development. This is a commitment to history, to veterans, and to Monmouth County.
World of digital noise, your brand deserves a command center. Welcome to ME Studios, where your vision doesn't just get captured, it gets amplified. This isn't just another production space. This is your complete media powerhouse. Our multi-unit facility in New Jersey is engineered for brands that refuse to be overlooked. We transform your voice into professional podcasts streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, and beyond. Your stories become headlines across 300 plus media outlets, including Fox, ABC. Behind every viral moment is strategy. Our content creation and SEO campaigns don't just chase trends, they create them. From concept to distribution, we build the digital presence others envy. Your brand, your voice, your time to dominate. Visit the mestudios.net and turn potential into impact.
Following Senator Gopal's remarks, the ceremony continued with Senator Oskalon, who brought a deeply personal tone about the meaning of service, sacrifice, and memory.
Like most of us, our next speaker grew up near Fort Monmouth, and as such, holds a special place in his heart for the fort's military legacy. He has translated this nostalgia into meaningful work in his Senate office by providing direct assistance to veterans in his district, helping them navigate state and federal benefits, and connecting them with services. Please welcome Senator Declan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Vin tells me I have to keep my sunglasses on because he forgot to take his off. So forgive the impersonal nature of my remarks now. It's great to be here. And Vin did thank most of the folks that needed to be thanked, so I won't do that again. It is an honor to be here. And it occurred to me, it occurs to me regularly, because I try to pay thanks to the people that I owe all the great things in my life to. We get to do a ton of really cool stuff. Powerful Netflix executives, multimillionaire business people, stunningly attractive and powerful state senators. Everybody in this tent, we live with joy and opportunity and security, and we owe all of it to people braver than we are who put on the uniform and vow to give up their lives for this country and the lifestyles that we all lead. Occasionally, we need to do it overtly, like today, thanking our veterans. But every day, we ought to do it. We ought to remember these things and pinch ourselves. I do want to mention Vicki Flynn, Assemblywoman Vicki Flynn, and Jerry Sharpenberg. I think I saw them here earlier. I don't want to forget that. But it would have been very easy for Netflix, the developers, the planners, and I'm looking at our mayors and Commissioner Director Tom Arnone, the county, would have been very easy to make the legacy of this place and the people that served here and gave so much of their lives to, it would have been very easy to relegate that memory to a dusty corner somewhere or forget it altogether. That didn't happen. And thank God it didn't. And we're here today to emphatically celebrate the sacrifice those people made and to celebrate the country that their sacrifices gave birth to. We are lucky to be here today. I'm honored to be able to speak on behalf of people of this region in showing thanks to our veterans, the 117 corpsmen who gave their lives, the millions that have served over the life of this country, the many, many thousands who gave their lives up on fields of battle, and to the people who today still serve, the planes over our heads, the ships at sea, and boots on the ground, who we need to remember each and every day are there standing guard and giving us these wonderful lives that we all get to live. So thank you to our veterans, thank you to Netflix and planners and everyone else who created this special project. We're all looking forward to see move forward and see what comes next. Thank you very much.
In fairness to Ben, he leaned over and asked me if he should take his sunglasses off. And I'm the least fashionable person in the room, and I desperately want sunglasses right now, so I told him to keep them on.
Next, we hear from Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone, who has been directly involved in local coordination, including managing the very roads these monuments once stood on.
Our next speaker serves as a force for helping veterans in Monmouth County. As Commissioner Director, Tom Arnone oversees the Monmouth County Veterans Service Office, which assists veterans with benefits, claims, and access to local, state, and federal resources. Commissioner Director Arnone serves on the FEMERA board and has consistently been an amazing advocate for Fort Monmouth and the redevelopment here. Please welcome Commissioner Arnone.
Keep my glasses on. So first, before I start, a few thank yous. And first and foremost, and why we're here and why we're remembering today is our vets. And again, could we please give a big round of applause for our vets here? With that being said, I also want to thank Kara and her staff. I'm fortunate enough, along with the mayors here from Eatontown and Oceanport and representatives from Tinton Falls to work on a daily basis with that staff. And as much as we're up here speaking now and things are moving, really behind the scenes, it happens with all of them. So please, if we could give that whole staff a big round of applause. Of course, I'm here with my fellow Commissioner Ross Citra and our County Administrator Terry O'Connor, and it's a team effort on the county side. But you know, you're not always going to know what you get. And when the word out there came that Netflix was coming to Monmouth County, of course, everybody in the world was excited. Well, at least everybody in Monmouth County was excited there, and we were excited. But you still have that unknown feeling. What is it going to do? What is it going to change? And what is it going to bring? And I can tell you, on all three of those, it's been 100% a success. And today is a perfect example of that. You know, in 2011, this road here closed there, and it didn't open up until 2017 when the county took the road over to assist our municipalities. And that's what we're all about, assisting our municipalities in different avenues. So in this case, no pun intended, we took over that avenue there, and we assisted the towns, and we will maintain it. We will keep it up. We will plow it. We will do the maintenance to that road. But unbeknown to us, when we opened up those roads, when our guys were cleaning up the right-of-way, as Kara said back then, they uncovered some overgrown stones and monuments there. And I have to commend our public works in the county, because they didn't just look at it and say, oh, look what that is. Just cut over them and let it go. It meant something to them, and they uncovered them. They uncovered each and every one of them to bring back and never forget. That's the one special thing that I think we in Monmouth County do here. Unlike, and I'm going to stand strong on this position, unlike other counties, for a perfect example, is 9/11, as devastating as that was, and it is, okay, we're still the only county in the state of New Jersey that gives our employees a day of remembrance to go out and go to different ceremonies so we could remember and never forget. Little pitch to our senators. Maybe we could pop that in on the state side. It is a pretty expensive thing, but worth it. But with that being said, getting back to Netflix, this just shows what our partner is going to be. And I want to thank the Netflix team in particular here today, because this is a start. As we're seeing buildings come down, soon to see buildings going up, a change, a different formation of what this was, but what it's going to be. They started off on the right foot. And that is actually probably, even with all the buildings, probably the most important thing that was done on this base, because of one thing: it will make people never forget. And so from the bottom of my heart, from the rest of the commissioners, I want to thank the Netflix representatives. I want to thank all the staff, your employees that did this monuments here, removed these monuments and put them in this beautiful location, and just say thank you. And you're not just a business here in Monmouth County, you're a partner here in Monmouth County. So thank you.
And of course, the town's hero. No conversation about Fort Monmouth happens without Eatontown. Mayor Anthony Tallarico speaks next, sharing a personal connection to the fort's history and how Netflix earned the community's trust.
The speaker has been key to this redevelopment and was actually very key to this relocation. He grew up in Eatontown and has experienced a lot of the similar nostalgia I did on Fort Monmouth. So when I approached him about the monument relocation for the first time, our conversation went a little bit like this. Hey, Mayor, would you be willing to let us take 117 monuments from your part of town and relocate it into another town off of Avenue of Memories? That wouldn't be a big deal, right?
What's the answer?
Thankfully, he, like everyone else up here, understood that when you're dealing with military legacy and soldiers giving the ultimate sacrifice, there was no room for ego. Please welcome Eatontown Mayor Anthony Tallarico.
I don't own sunglasses, so I'm just going to use, these are Costco, they don't even fade when it gets sunny. My first experience with Netflix was when Nick, whose last name I still can't pronounce, came in my office one day. The man in black, I don't know how he got in, he had no appointment, I just come back from the bathroom and he's sitting in my chair, and he said that his name is Nick, you can pronounce the last name later, and I'm here with Netflix, and he started telling me about the project. And as mayor, you hear a lot of promises from a lot of developers, and they're usually meaningless. And one of the things that we had talked about was the legacy of Fort Monmouth. I explained how I grew up in the area and how our friends were soldiers. And before Facebook, we didn't really know that we were going to go back to school and not have the same friends because mom and dad shipped out, and we didn't get to know that. And that it was very meaningful for me. And I'm sure that when it became more evident what was actually happening, that everybody would want a solid way to remember the fort's legacy. He assured me that Netflix was pro-veteran. Everybody is in the development phase of any project. And then he said to me that we're going to do a lot of good things here. And over months and years of trust, Netflix has certainly lived up to their word. Some of the people that also grew up in the area are in this room today, and I know they also appreciate having the fort and growing up with that military legacy. I don't remember the conversation exactly the way Kara did, but I do know that it's important now that we have at Wampum Park in Eatontown a Veterans Park, Cowan Park here in Oceanport, an opportunity for people to pay respect to veterans, and all along the road in the actual project of Netflix themselves will be a series of monuments discussing the history of Fort Monmouth. It's impossible now for people to forget the legacy of Fort Monmouth, and that's for two reasons. Number one, Netflix made it that way, and number two, Kara and her staff insisted. There's a lot of give and take in negotiations in government, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and the commitment to the community is something that Femera was not going to back off on, so we appreciate that. I'd like to thank Oceanport for hosting these monuments, and I'm looking forward to waking up after the closing of Netflix and saying, wow, this is an amazing job, and thank the hundreds of people who brought it here today. So thank you.
The fort stretches across three towns, and Oceanport plays a major role, particularly because Cowan Park, where these monuments now live, sits in their borders. Here's Oceanport Mayor Tom Kibble.
My monument relocation conversation with the next speaker was a lot easier. Kind of went like this. Hey, you have this awesome historic district with a lot of open space. We already have some monuments in the area. Would you mind taking on 117 more? All kidding aside, our mayors have not only lived this project, but the Fort Monmouth redevelopment day and night. From planning boards to council meetings, they have carried the torch, representing their boroughs and ensuring that this project not lose sight of our neighbors. Remarkable community projects like this and our continued commitment to you are the direct result of their efforts. Please welcome Oceanport Mayor Tom Kibble.
Good morning, everyone. I didn't wear any glasses. I figured it was a great day to let the blue eyes shine. So. Distinguished guests, veterans, families, and friends, thank you for joining us during this Veterans Day week as we gather for a truly meaningful occasion.
Today, as we rededicate 117 war memorials, each one honoring a member of the U.S. Army Signal Corps who gave his life during World War II. These men were quite heroes of victory, the ones who carried wire across battlefields, sent messages under fire, and kept the lifelines of communication open when it mattered most. Each name represents courage, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief in something greater than oneself. They remind us a truth that endures through generations. Freedom is not free. For nearly a century, Fort Monmouth was home to the Signal Corps, a place where innovation met service and where our nation's communication systems were born and perfected. These memorials now find a new home here in Cowan Park, named for Brigadier General Arthur S. Cowan, Chief Signal Officer from 1918 to 1920. Under his leadership, the Signal Corps advanced radio, aviation, and wire communications that became the backbone of modern military operations. It is fitting that the soldiers who carried forward his vision are now honored here in the park that bears his name. Before we continue, I'd like to thank those who made today possible. To all of our dignitaries, our honored guests, thank you for joining us in remembering these heroes. To Kara Kopak and the team at Fort Famera, your dedication and leadership have ensured that the site's proud history continues to shine as it enters its new chapter. We also recognize Netflix for its commitment to preserving the legacy of Fort Monmouth as it transforms this historic site into a major East Coast film and television production hub, a project that honors the past while building a bright future. And to our partners from Eatontown, Monmouth County, the state of New Jersey, and our own team here in Oceanport, thank you for your hard work and your collaboration. Your efforts reflect the very best of community spirit and shared purpose. As we look upon these memorials today, may we remember that the cost of our freedom is written in these names. These markers are not just monuments, they are promises that we will never forget those who served and never take for granted the liberty they secured. May these 117 heroes continue to inspire all who visit Cowan Park to pause, reflect, and remember the freedoms we enjoy today were earned by their sacrifice. Thank you all. God bless our veterans. God bless our community and the United States of America.
In a world of digital noise, your brand deserves a command center. Welcome to ME Studios, where your vision doesn't just get captured, it gets amplified. This isn't just another production space. This is your complete media powerhouse. Our multi-unit facility in New Jersey is engineered for brands that refuse to be overlooked. We transform your voice into professional podcasts streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, and beyond. Your stories become headlines across 300-plus media outlets, including Fox, ABC. Behind every viral moment is strategy. Our content creation and SEO campaigns don't just chase trends, they create them. From concept to distribution, we build the digital presence others envy. Your brand, your voice, your time to dominate. Visit the mestudios.net and turn potential into impact.
The state of New Jersey has also been heavily involved, especially in veteran services and the film industry expansion. Representing Governor Murphy, Deputy Chief of Staff Caroline Canella speaks to the state-level vision and veteran impact.
And finally, I want to recognize the vision of our governor, Phil Murphy. The governor's term has seen remarkable support for our veterans, from tax relief to housing and homelessness support to employment and education. The governor has been here for New Jersey veterans. These mission-critical programs for veterans are only achieved by hiring some of the best policy experts in the country, including our next speaker, the Deputy Chief of Staff for Economic Growth, Caroline Canella.
Good morning, everyone. It's a true honor to be here today, and I just want to start by thanking first and foremost all the veterans in the audience. An immense thank you for your service, for your families, and for all your sacrifice. It's truly an honor to be here. Thank you to the Netflix team, to Kara and the Famera team, to the mayors and senators for your critical partnership in moving this project forward. This is a site of both incredible history and promise. I've been with the governor's administration since the start of his second term, so 4 years, and I'm still never not surprised by the legacy and the spirit of innovation in this state. And here it's a story of both innovation and our veterans. Fort Monmouth Signal Corps soldiers led innovations in communications that not only advanced the bounds of modern telecom here in the state and the country. It protected troops in World War II. It even pushed America toward the space age, whether it was testing radar or space communications or weather techniques. The work by the Signal Corps soldiers weaves into New Jersey's innovation history and stands alongside the transistor and the light bulb and the long list of life sciences and pharmaceutical innovations that New Jersey's contributed to the world. And now it stands alongside the next level storytelling of Netflix, which has moved the industry in new frontiers that I think were once hard to imagine, and is creating a new chapter for Fort Monmouth filled with opportunity and jobs and investment in New Jersey. And I don't think we can guess what the next storied advancement will come from this chapter, but can only imagine it will help to continue to advance new information and ideas and stories even further. It's an honor to represent Governor Murphy and his vision here supporting this project, the film industry and innovation more broadly in the state. It's very central to the governor's economic mission has been its people. And so Governor Murphy has been incredibly focused on ensuring that this level of economic growth is accessible across New Jersey and especially to our veteran community. Just a few initiatives to highlight. The governor's expanded the veteran service offices across all 21 counties, and these offices make it easier for veterans and their families to secure the benefits that they deserve. And in 2024 alone, this network of offices helped veterans and their families secure over $130 million in those benefits. The Bringing Veterans Home initiative is another $30 million initiative to end veteran homelessness in New Jersey by July 2026. And most recently, the Office of Strategic Defense Investment, which strengthens our defense ecosystem here in New Jersey, which is really strong and vibrant, continues to safeguard places and the legacy of places like Fort Monmouth. And finally, just to close, I came across a quote by a veteran speaking about Fort Monmouth that really stuck with me. The place sort of gets into your blood, especially when you have seen it grow from nothing into all of this. It keeps growing, and you want to be a part of its growing pains. It's remarkable that that feeling is once again felt here at Fort Monmouth, and that Fort Monmouth veteran spirit lives on. And it's an honor to stand here with you today and see that growth once again. Thanks so much.
After the speeches, the ceremony moved to the most powerful moment of the day, the unveiling of the 117 monuments and the new dedication plaque. Let's go back into that.
Monuments are rededicated in Cowan Park, 8 Russell Avenue and Oceanport Avenue, Oceanport, New Jersey.
Now that moment right there, that is what today was all about. No press release, no development deals, human lives, real sacrifice, and a promise to never forget.
This newly created memorial site brings these 117 individuals together in one place to serve as a solemn reminder that our way of life and the freedoms that we enjoy have come at a considerable cost. Its new location offers a historic open space protection that will ensure the monuments will be visited on a daily basis forever. While our country celebrates Veterans Day and Memorial Day each year, every day is Veterans Day and Memorial Day for these 117 individuals and their families. Fort Monmouth may have closed as a military institution 14 years ago, but Arthur S. Cowan Park and this newly created memorial collectively ensure that anyone who enters those gates and sees the flag of the greatest country in the world flying high, flying proud, and flying strong will be reminded that it does so because of the people who were willing to give their lives for it and what it stands for. We are all forever in debt to those individuals who have served our country over the past 250 years, including my father and his 5 brothers. And the 117 individuals whose memorials are set out before us here today are reminders that for some, that debt can actually never be repaid. It is our distinct privilege and honor to be here on Fort Monmouth during Veterans Week 2025 to dedicate this new memorial site. And when this service is over, we would ask that each and every one of you actually take the time to walk the path and read the names on each and every one of the 117 memorials and pause at the new marker that tells the full history of these memorials and the avenue of memories. And when you're done, we'd ask that you look up at the American flag flying above us here in Cowan Park and reflect on what it means to you, because it meant everything to those 117 people that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
As the ceremony wrapped up, the Fort Monmouth leadership acknowledged the people who physically performed the relocation, honoring the care and respect that went into every single stone. Let's listen in.
We actually have a great rapport, if you can't tell by the banter on the stage. There's no universe Fort Monmouth is successful without each and every one of you, but in particular, your nostalgia for Fort Monmouth is what makes this successful, so thank you so much. I was going to call out the individual electeds, thanks Bill Castleberry, but that would be repetitive because by my count, everybody got called out. So I want to thank all the electeds in the room for consistently supporting this mission. And I want to specifically recognize the 2 individuals that moved every single monument and took such care for them. Their individual names are Mohammed Gomez and Charlie Lavin. And I believe that Charlie's in the room. If he is, can he please hold his hand up? Is Charlie in the room? Please stand up, Charlie. Thank you for taking that so seriously. We really appreciate it.
Today wasn't just a dedication. It was a bridge between generations. From World War II Signal Corps soldiers to modern storytelling at Netflix to our community's future, Fort Monmouth continues to evolve, but now with a promise carved in stone, literally, that the past will always be honored. Thank you for joining us on Eatontown Voices. If you haven't yet, head out to the park, walk the memorial path, read the names, and feel the weight of history beneath your feet. This is Ali Mehdaoui reporting from ME Studios. I'll see you in the next episode.
In a world of digital noise, your brand deserves a command center. Welcome to ME Studios, where your vision doesn't just get captured, it gets amplified. This isn't just another production space. This is your complete media powerhouse. Our multi-unit facility in New Jersey is engineered for brands that refuse to be overlooked. We transform your voice into professional podcasts streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, and beyond. Your stories become headlines across 300 plus media outlets, including Fox, ABC. Behind every viral moment is strategy. Our content creation and SEO campaigns don't just chase trends, they create them. From concept to distribution, we build the digital presence others envy. Your brand, your voice, your time to dominate. Visit the mestudios.net and turn potential into impact.